Yes, Olga Worrell was a great healer. She healed so many people. And there was an interesting thing about Olga. She never took 1 cent for her healing, not 1 penny. Where she got her money was from lecture tours. She figured that if people wanted to hear her, they could pay. But when she came to healing, she wouldn't take any money because she felt like that was God's gift. Now there's another woman in the last century that was also a great healer, and her name was Agnes Sanford. And she came from New England, and I believe also Massachusetts. I'm not sure at this point. But Agnes Sanford was the wife of an Episcopalian minister. And after having, I'm not sure how many children, Agnes went into a deep depression. And through her minister, or another minister, she was able to heal herself, and she became very interested in the ministry. And by being interested, she developed her own healing abilities. And she taught classes, and she healed many, many people, and she and a friend even learned to use their mind, their brain, their mind, to steer a hurricane away from the shore. Now, as it is written in one of her books, Agnes and her friend had heard on the radio that a major hurricane was heading for the northeast. And so they went to the shore, and they spoke to the hurricane and asked it to turn and go out into the sea and not harm any of the fishermen or any shipping at all, but to steer it away from the coast where it could do tremendous damage, and it did. So Agnes Sanford, after she retired, she moved to Pasadena, California, and she continued her healing there, but she also worked with the earthquake fault in Southern California, and her thing was, be gentle, be gentle. And perhaps this is why there were no major earthquakes in Southern California while she was living there. Now, I was thoroughly enthralled by what she had written. And at this time, the Santa Ana winds were blowing. I lived in Laguna Hills, California at the time. So I went out onto the balcony of my condominium, and I faced the winds, the heavy winds with the sand, and I asked them, I said, please be gentle, be gentle. And within moments, the wind stopped. So I knew that if I could do it, other people can do it too. But we have to believe and to know we can do it instead of waiting for someone else to do it for us. Now, all of these women that I have spoken about from the last century, they left a legacy to us. And it's up to us to continue on. And it's up to us to be the best that we can possibly be. But it also means to give up our emotions such as jealousy, hurt feelings, feel like someone else has done something against you, because these emotions are what bring on sicknesses. In the last century, I have seen a great, how do I want to put it? Before World War II, most people knew how to use simple remedies to heal themselves. There were very few medicines. Doctors made house calls. It was after World War II that the pharmaceutical companies grew big. And they did this by using television with their ads. So people began to become programmed that they had to go see a doctor, they had to have this medication, they had to get a prescription, and it has grown and grown and grown. And so we have a country now of sick people. All you have to do is look at the hospitals, look at the medical centers, see the number of cars that are sitting out in the parking lot. And it's sad when the ability to heal, as these women did back in the late 1800s, in the 1900s, they healed themselves and then they went out to heal other people. So it's something that we need to rethink about healing. And those of you who are mothers, don't you remember when your children were sick and how you would nurture them and love them and they got well? And this is what happened when I was growing up too. Now, it's Women's History Month. Women's History Month. And there are so many magnificent healing women even now. They're into many healing modalities. And I honor them. I honor those who are carrying the torch from the women of the previous century. And so it's time for each of us to rethink about our own illnesses. It's time to rethink about how the pharmaceutical companies have taken over our mind. And it is to nurture ourselves and love ourselves because we are beautiful women. And we are worth being healed. But we're also worth opening our mind to new opportunities and new ideas and new beliefs. And if old beliefs are making you sick, drop them. They're not worth it. So thank you for listening to me. My name is Betty Johnson, and I look forward perhaps to meeting you in person sometime, or if not, have a splendid life.